Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Steins Gate. It is episode 5 and as always you know what to do. Just go into my descriptions. In the description you will find a link to my Google Drive. Remove some parts, add the dots and you will see the reaction itself. Once you've done, feel free to come back here to hear me out what I thought about this episode and what I expect of the next one. So, see you soon. For those of you who came back, welcome back. Well, as I already mentioned, there was a little bit calmer episode, a little bit slower episode, but it was good nonetheless. I liked it. Especially this little scene here with the lab coats, you know. You have a lab coat. We have to stand like this. It is important. Oh well, no question here that Okarin is a little bit crazy, but it seems that goes for the most of the people in this series. So we've seen more neither every one of them again, and they all have some kind of issues. So this episode, for me especially interesting, was Suzuha, and the way that she behaved. I think it is Suzuha, the girl who has a bicycle who works in the store below the lab. Because we've seen when it started that she was playing with a very small, I think, part of a machine or something like that, a golden part or very shiny copper, not sure. It was not a screw. I wrote down screw, but it was more like a plate, a small one, a round one, maybe a gear of something like that. So it could have been like alternately it could have been something you put on your clothes as well. No, not sure about that. It just was not clear enough what it is. But she was looking at it and playing with it, and might be it's just a scene for she is thinking about stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if this little part comes in later on, in whatever kind of reason, either as a part of a machine or as a part of maybe closing someone where that was important to her, as especially this person that died some years ago, as she said. So there is a little bit more to her, and we get more depth on her. She was about to attack Marquise once Marquise showed up, which I'm not sure about why, because I had the suspicion that maybe they knew the same person somehow. I mean, Marquise mentioned in the past that her father had a lot of problems because he believed in time travel. At least that's what I guess. So she... What I couldn't see, what may be possible is that Marquise turned away from her father due to that. And kind of insulted Suzuha this way, but that's all very vague and just, you know, very far guessing. Possibly not the right idea. But there seems to be something that Marquise did in the past, and Suzuha holds a grudge against her. But she herself states that Marquise doesn't know it. So this is interesting. Yes, there could be something in the past, but we could be about time traveling again here. That Suzuha remembers something from another timeline or stuff like that. Which normally wouldn't be. Because the only one who seems to remember stuff like that right now is Okarin. But then we know now that Suzuha is somehow afraid of being chased. So she reacted very strongly to the helicopter going above them, and talked about an air raid. So she is in a very similar way crazy as Okarin is. Just the fact that Okarin made up this world to himself somehow to make it interesting, while it seems as though Suzuha, my goodness, sorry, really has some kind of panic from that. So maybe there is something that happened before. Seeing that all of this program that SERN does is running since 40 years, it might very well be that the parents of each of those people are somehow involved or were enemies of the program. So there's a lot potential of what could be the reason here. She likes fireworks, and she was more than just delighted. She was like a little kid, you know. So maybe she is in some way stuck in being a child, or wasn't able to live out the time as a child. So we'll see about that. They yes, Mayushi mentioned that she's the hostage of Okarin, but she chose to be. I'm not sure about that one. I mean, we know a little bit. We've always seen the picture of the cemetery and her. So maybe it helps her that she's not like wandering around. Because she seems to me sometimes like she has her head in the clouds very much. That she's very likely to wander around and not think about what she's doing. Maybe the I am being hostage of Okarin helps her to have like a specific place where she's grounded, so that she always goes back there. Maybe that's it. Not really sure. However, suzuha gave her email address to Okarin, and he gave his vice versa. And she already did send him a picture of fireworks. What I kind of expect now is seeing that he receives emails from Moika, the girl who is searching for the IBN. I somehow expect him somewhere in the future to mix up those email addresses and to answer to the wrong person, to the wrong girl, send images to the wrong girl off the computer, maybe anything like that. So there will very likely be a mix-up. Kind of waiting for that. We had Christina mentioned she's underage, so she's possibly below 21, I guess. So about 19 or 20. And we had a little bit more background about what's happening in CERN. So they use the black hole and the so-called lifter aluminium loaded with energy, so that it's possibly lifting then, I guess, to go through. I would guess that the lifter somehow brings the person through, but that's just a guess. And they already had 14 tests, and as it seems, all of them went wrong and turned the person they used for testing into jelly persons instead, and sent them through time into the past. So right now we have seen nothing that goes into the future. It always goes into the past. A lot of years, while the travel that Okarin had was just mere days. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, so that's more than just what was in there. Okarin now has the plan to finish the machine himself first. So he can, by having a time machine, then change what's happening, making sure that CERN doesn't win with their utopia idea. Utopia would be a very positive thing, but the way that they act, the way what they do, that they do it in hiding, that people die in their experiments, very much shows that they tend to do stuff which doesn't make you believe they're really in for an utopia. If you are so willingly sending people knowing that they're very likely to die. I mean, for the first time you could say, okay, they tried. Second time it's like, maybe we did something wrong, you know? But 14 times is way too much. So they do not have the best light on them yet, but we have seen nothing of their side so far. So wouldn't judge a book by its cover yet. It might very well be they have good reasons for what they're doing, but right now they seem to be more like the evil guys. Well, I liked it. It was a nice episode. I liked the fact that Okarin and Makis kind of grew on each other. Mayushi and Makis was very nice, so Mayushi is really searching for another girl, like a big sister, stuff like that. Daru is, as always, creepy, but he is a cool dude. He knows what he's doing. He's just a little pervert. And We haven't seen anything of Moika. I guess she will appear in the next 2 episodes, possibly, because they have the IBN now. And Suzuha will very likely show a little bit more of the background, why she is so interested. I mean, she knows about the IBN. She knows about them working on something. I guess she's more neither into like everything right now. And seeing that she started working in the bike shop just before they started meeting, gives me a hint. It might be that she is somehow time travel related and knew that they were going for that. So maybe they met her in a time travel they will do later on in the past, and thus she knows she has to be there now. Just an idea. Might be wrong, might be true, we never know, unless they do it. So, that's it for this time. I hope you liked. I did. As I said, it was a bit slower episode. Not so much or possibly I missed a lot, as always, I guess. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.